One made the call for help, the other answered it. And today, those two women who saved a Fort Worth newborn's life met for the first time. Andrea Lucia was there for that very special meeting.
Valerie Carson has been answering 911 calls in Fort Worth for 30 years.
My baby is not responsive.
This is one that'll stick with her.
Now, is he breathing?
No.
Okay. All right, ma'am.
Just 3 weeks old, Parker had choked on milk.
Oh, my God, he's turning purple.
On the phone, Valerie walked Parker's mother, Erin Fennell, through CPR.
So now we're going to give him 1 puff and then 5 pumps, 1 puff and then 5 pumps, okay?
And after 3 long minutes.
Now.
1 more.
Now.
Okay, good. He's breathing at an effective rate, okay?
Parker finally started to cry.
As soon as I heard the cry, I knew we were going the right direction.
Valerie's handled tens of thousands of calls as a dispatcher, but she very rarely gets to meet the people she helps. Today was a happy exception.
Hey, nice to meet you.
Erin and Parker visited her at work.
Like, I'm never going to forget her name. I'm never going to forget her face. I'm never going to forget that phone call. Like, she is the reason Parker is here.
MedStar awarded Erin a life-saving award for managing to stay calm under pressure, though that's not how Erin remembers it.
I remember feeling very, very panicked.
And when Parker started to cry, his mother says she almost did too.
Yeah, I remember wanting to cry, but knowing we weren't really out of the woods, and so it was not time for me to break down yet, but I wanted to. It was like the happiest thing I've ever heard in my life was that cry.
These two women stayed on the phone, working together to give this little guy a fighting chance.
You did such a great job.
Thank you so much.
You did everything just right.
In Fort Worth, Andrea Lucia, CBS 11 News.
And by the way, there's more audio here. We've posted more excerpts from the 911 call online, cbsdfw.com. You click on Andrea's story, and it'll take you right there. In the last...
Off to traffic right now.
A 911 call from a North Texas mom about her baby turns from panic to positive. CPR instructions given over the phone from the dispatcher saved her baby's life.
Today, she was able to meet the hero on the end of the line. Here's Lily Zhang.
Valerie Carson has been a 911 dispatcher for the past 30 years. No two calls are alike, she says, but some stand out.
It's always the kids. It's usually the kids that stick with you the most.
On September 2nd, that kind of call came from Erin Fennell. At the time, her baby Parker was just 3 weeks old. That day, he stopped breathing. Doctors believe he aspirated on milk.
Did you feel the air going in and out?
Oh, my God, he's turning purple.
MedStar and Fort Worth Fire were still minutes away. Immediately, Carson gave CPR instructions over the phone.
I want you to say now, every single time he takes a breath in, starting immediately.
Now.
Next one.
Now.
Next one.
Now.
1 more.
Now.
Okay, good. He's breathing at an effective rate, okay? We're going to stay right there. Pick us up. We're going to stay right there with him.
Until Friday, Carson's voice was all Fennell knew of her. Until they met face to face, the person she credits was saving her son.
It's a feeling that I hope nobody ever has to feel, honestly. It's not something anybody should ever have to do, but I'm glad that there are people that are well trained who walk us through it.
Carson, however, commends Fennell for staying calm the entire time, doing everything she was told to help Parker.
As soon as I heard the cry, I knew we were going the right direction.
And being able to tell his story of survival. In Fort Worth, Lily Zhang, NBC5.
A mother and the 911 operator who helped save her baby's life met for the first time today. Erin Fennell was at home on September 2nd when her 3-week-old son Parker stopped breathing. She called 911 and was connected to MedStar emergency medical dispatcher Valerie Carson. Carson determined Parker's heart had stopped beating and began to walk Fennell through CPR. After a few minutes, Parker began to cry, which was the best sound. Carson then stayed on the phone until a MedStar crew and the Fort Worth Fire Department arrived.
Like, I'm never going to forget her name. I'm never going to forget her face. I'm never going to forget that phone call. Like, she is the reason Parker is here, and we're grateful forever and ever.
Well,
okay, but yeah.
It was a team effort. And without you, I'm nothing.
At the MedStar headquarters in Fort Worth, Fennell was presented with a MedStar Life-Saving Award. She met the fire and MedStar units that were first to arrive on the scene. Beautiful. Simply beautiful.
Meantime, a serious story here. New at 4:30, a mother in Fort Worth says her nearly 3-month-old baby is lucky to be alive.
Yeah, it was a couple of months ago that he choked on milk that he'd been drinking, went quiet, and then turned purple. Andrea Lucia tells us how two women worked together to save him, and today they met for the very first time.
Baby Parker was 3 weeks old when he suddenly stopped breathing. His mom called 911, and it was Valerie Carson over here who picked up.
My baby is not responsive. I'm trying to shake him. Grab his arm, and he's just not responsive. He's not listening. Like, if I yell his name, nothing.
Is he breathing?
No.
Okay. All right, ma'am. So I'm going to tell you how to give mouth to mouth.
Valerie was able to guide Aaron Fennell through CPR, successfully getting Parker to breathe again, just as Fort Worth firefighters arrived to help. Little Parker is now doing well, and today, at a ceremony in MedStar's offices, he and his mother got to meet Valerie for the first time.
Hi, nice to meet you. It's not something anybody should ever have to do, but I'm glad that there are people that are well trained who walk us through it. And yeah, he wouldn't be here if it wasn't for her.
MedStar credited Aaron as well for remaining calm, following directions, and giving CPR. At today's ceremony, they gave her a life-saving award. For Valerie, getting to meet Parker was a gift of its own. She's been a dispatcher for 30 years, and this is only the second time she's met one of the many, many people she's been able to help.
And we're posting the entire 911 call on our website, cbsdfw.com. And if you listen to it, the best moment comes about 3 minutes in, although it feels much longer, when you finally hear Parker cry. Coming up at 6, we're going to hear Valerie and Parker's mom's reactions to that moment. In Fort Worth, Andrea Lucia, CBS 11 News.
Can't imagine the relief, Andrea. Thank you.